Well, good morning. This is part 2 of the prep for my, not check ride, my flight review. Today is maneuvers day. Cecelia is going to get to experience some maneuvers that she has not yet done. While we go out to practice some emergency descents, steep turns, stalls, and slow flight. All good things. I'm trying to determine if that fog, there was some fog at the end of the runway that has been burning off, and I think we're getting close to being good down there. I think by the time we get ready to go,
yeah, it's just down to the left where the river is.
Yeah, well, and as soon as we get past the river, it's going to be clear.
I'm going to move my seat up when we get down here.
That's fine. So yesterday, I'll play the little flashback clip of it here. Yesterday I came out to do this flight in the morning, and this happened. Ammeter is positive, carb heat check. Did not see a drop in carb temperature, or in RPM. I'm not getting a drop in RPM on my carb heat check. So that is a non-fly situation. Yep, I'm not getting a drop. So either, and we don't have a carb temp gauge in this airplane, so I don't have a way to verify that carburetor heat is working, and that is a groundable item. So we ended up visiting with our mechanic yesterday afternoon, who made a new mount for that bracket that holds the carb heat cable on the airbox, and carb heat is working today. So we're going to actually get to fly. I've canceled this flight twice now in a week in 2 different airplanes because of mechanical issues. So I think today is finally the day we're going to get to do it. Fairmont traffic, Cessna 100 Foxtrot Alpha. We're taking runway 23. We're going to be departing the area straight out, Fairmont. Fairmont traffic, Cessna 100 Foxtrot Alpha. We're just off runway 23, climbing through 1,400 feet. We're departing the area to the southwest. Fairmont traffic. Just west of Clarksburg, so over kind of the city and near Route 50. That's going to be our emergency out for all of these maneuvers, and then we'll get to 3,500 feet. And I want to do the easy stuff first, so we'll get into slow flight. We'll do a power off and a power on stall.
Okay. And
then we'll get back to 3,500 feet and we'll do a couple of simulated emergencies. So like simulated engine fire, simulated cabin fire. So we'll have a couple of descents. All right, we'll go ahead and pull back to like here. Level off at 3,500. Lean a little. The important thing about all these maneuvers, what we're trying to do here, slow flight is important because it teaches us how the airplane controls at slower speeds, like when you're closer to the ground, you're coming in for an approach and landing. So we learn how the controls feel at those slower airspeeds. Stalls obviously are important to practice in both. The power off stall is simulating coming into an approach to land and accidentally stalling the plane and needing to know how to recover from that.
Yeah.
A power on stall is a takeoff stall. We should probably do another one to the left since we've come so far. So I'm going to raise my left wing first to make sure there's nobody over here. And then I'm going to turn and start looking everywhere I can see clearly for any traffic. Not seeing anything. And then we'll do one the other way, where I can look out this window. Not seeing any traffic out here. Sweet. Okay. So let's work on slow flight. So for slow flight, and we're going to pick pick something off our nose. Actually, let's just use a heading since we've got our DG here. We'll go at like 240 degrees. And to set up for slow flight, it's pretty easy. You just configure for like you slow down. So car P can come in, you power back, and you start bringing flaps in. We're already inside the white arc, so I can just bring a little bit of power back, put in 10 degrees of flaps. We're just trying to slow the airplane down here now and not climb. Car P can come on. And we'll see how much power we're going to need to maintain our altitude. We're trying to maintain altitude with power and speed with pitch. But we're trying to get down, like we're at 60 miles an hour now. We'll probably do this at like 65, let's say. Between 60 and 65. Feels weird to be this slow out here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what we're practicing is how to control the airplane. So we're losing speed still and altitude. So we're behind the power curve. So I'm pushing the nose over to gain speed because we don't want to stall out here. That'd be a fail on the maneuver if we stalled. All right, so there's 65. We're holding our heading pretty good. We're holding our altitude perfectly. Let's say we were set up like this and this was our runway heading, okay? So we're gonna do a power off stall now. So what we would do is pull the power.
Okay.
Mixture can go rich for these maneuvers. So it's going to be like we're descending for an approach,
oh,
right?
This is weird.
It is weird. And then we just pull the nose up, okay?
Okay.
Stall horn. Stall horn.
Yeah.
Keep holding it. Nose falls over, that's a stall.
All right.
Full power, carb heat in. And we accelerate. And once we get at an appropriate speed, we start bringing out our flaps one notch at a time. One notch.
182 Alpha Bravo, Clarksburg approach, Clarksburg altimeter 3.
And we climb back up to regain our altitude.
Now it sounds like super loud.
And
I'm a little scared of power on stalls.
Yeah, we don't have to do one.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll skip a power on for today. So let's get turned around here. We're still out here close to Route 50 up here off our right wing, which is kind of that's my emergency. I like to stay close to that when we're out here in the practice area because
I mean, I felt what happened there. You could feel like it break off of that.
That's when the wing quit flying. And then because the nose is so much heavier, when the wing loss lift, the nose fell over.
But then once it drops, it starts the airflow back
and
over.
All I did was release pressure. Like I quit pulling back when the stall broke, and I put power in. Yes, and then let ourselves accelerate again and gain airspeed. Now one thing I did wrong. You may have heard, as soon as the stall horn stopped the first time, it stalled again. The stall horn went off again. That would have busted me on my check ride. That's a secondary stall. I pulled back too soon after I let the nose come over, and we were starting to get close to stall again. So they would have busted me on my check ride for that. So what I want to do now is a couple of simulated emergency procedures, and let me just explain what we're going to do to everybody and you, so there's no surprises. So, if an engine fire occurs in flight, the POH for this airplane says to accelerate to 100 miles an hour, trying to get air into the engine to cool it off. You would still need to be finding an emergency landing spot at the same time. So all of these things are going to happen at once. So we're going to do a straight ahead descent, and then I'm also going to show, we're going to climb back up, and I'm going to show a spiraling, like a circling descent, where we're going to bank to 30 degrees and speed up to the bottom of the yellow arc for the fastest possible descent. We're not going to do it very far because I don't want to get too close to the ground in case we do actually have a real engine situation, okay? So here's how this would work. I'm not going to do all the things because we'd have to actually kill the engine to simulate this, but I'll speak to the things that we do. Okay, we've got smoke. We've got smoke coming out of the engine. There's an engine fire. So the first thing you would do would be pull the mixture to idle, all the way idle cutoff, and then you would shut the fuel valve off, which I'm not going to do, and accelerate to 100 miles an hour.
God.
And you can keep the wing loaded. You can do some S-turns here too, but you want to get to 100 miles an hour as quickly as you can to get airflow going over the wings. I mean, into the engine to try to extinguish the fire. if let's say the fire was on the right wingtip, we had a wingtip off fire. You would slip now. You'd put this wing behind you as far as you can.
Oh my God.
Because you're trying to keep the fire behind the airplane, right? See how you're, see how you keep the wing back here though?
I see.
All right, let's recover. We've lost about 1,000 feet. So that's the safe way. That's a slip. It's completely safe. Let's go ahead and recover. Now we're going to pitch for climb so we can get back up. So again, what I want to tell you is, as weird as that felt, there's nothing unsafe. I mean, we weren't even near the yellow arc of this plane. Like, everything we're doing here is within the limitations of this airplane. But you have to be able to feel like you're in control of the airplane and fly it that way.
It's going to be funny. I went, oh my God.
Yeah. So, but you saw how much we had to put our nose over to get to 100 miles an hour.
I felt it also.
Well, if your engine's on fire, believe me,
you're not going to want.
You're not going to screw around. All right, I've been doing clearing turns here. I don't see any other traffic, so let's come over here, still near Route 50, and let's say we're flying along here. Let's just kind of pull the power back like we're in cruise flight, kind of trimmed out and level. Everybody's happy. You know, we're just like, oh, what a beautiful day. Like, look at the beautiful stuff. And you say, Dad, there's like smoke coming out from behind the electrical panel here. And we're like, oh, there's a fire in the thing. So some other things I didn't talk about in the last fire simulation: close all the vents. We want all of the vents closed to keep fire coming in from the engine. Now, if there's smoke in here and we need it to see, we can open our windows to try to clear out the thing. But so let me simulate. What we would be wanting to do now is get down low as soon as possible, as quickly as we possibly can. And this,
how steep is it?
It's less than a steep turn. It's like the turn I normally make from downwind to base in the pattern.
Okay.
So I'll show you, and if you get uncomfortable, we'll discontinue the maneuver. Okay. So power would come out, obviously, because we would want to descend. Nose comes over, nice coordinated, 30-degree bank. Coordinated flight.
Ugh.
You're all right. Here's 30 degrees, and we're accelerating. See, we're almost to the bottom of the yellow arc.
Terrain ahead.
Yeah.
So we're going to hold it right here. Look how fast we're descending.
Wild.
You see how fast we're coming down?
Yeah.
And we could even be faster if I let the nose over more. But so I'm not going to go much further than this because I don't want to get any closer to the stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
So to recover, we roll our wings level because we don't want to go into a spiral. Like, you know, where we put more pressure on the airplane.
Yeah.
And then we recover and climb back away. So as you can see, we were losing 2,000 feet a minute there, and we could have continued that all the way down until we were able to make an emergency landing. All right, so steep turns, if you remember, we've done them once. We're trying to go 45-degree bank, which is this little dot over here in between the thing. 360-degree turn is keeping our altitude and our speed. So if we're 90 miles an hour, 3,500 feet, that's where we want to finish. And we'll come back. I'm looking right at the power plant.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our start and our finish. So I'm going to do one to the left and then one to the right immediately. You ready?
Yes.
Good. Here we go. We roll in with 45 degrees of bank, a little power as we come through 30.
Citation 3
2 sights of up trim. And hold this back.
Airport report cancellation of IFR in the air with me on the ground through flight service.
Thank you.
And then look outside. See, I get stuck inside. I'm trying to keep this sight picture in my head.
Cancellation received squawk 100 and entry advisory.
Kind of at the point where I enjoy that feeling a little bit now. Pulling up a little bit in the turn. It's kind of like, I don't know.
Where's the power plant? There it comes. Okay, see? So we're 3,500. We're going to roll out on the power. There was our wake. Did you feel it? So here's the power plant straight ahead.
Perfect there.
It was perfect one. Exactly. Roll into this to the right.
It's so much weirder when it's on your side.
Yes, because you can see the ground.
The horizon looks...
Yes. 45 degrees, 90 miles an hour, 3,500 feet. We'll probably hit our wake again because I feel like this one's going pretty well, although I descended just a skosh right there. I felt the drop. 45 degrees. Feels like a lot of bank, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a roller coaster ride through here. Should be our wake. Keep the nose over. I'm trying to keep from losing out. There it was.
Nice.
20.
2 perfect steep turns.
Yep, right back. I'm still at 3,500 feet, 90 miles an hour. Approach Cessna 0 Foxtrot Alpha. We have golf. We'd like to head inbound to Clarksburg for some pattern work.
0 Foxtrot Alpha, contact tower 126.7.
2670 Fox Alpha, thanks. And tower, Cessna 0 Foxtrot Alpha 7 west with Golf inbound for the option.
Cessna 100 Foxtrot Alpha, Clarksburg Tower, runway 21, clear for the option.
Runway 21, clear for the option, Cessna 0 Fox Alpha. Alright, final approach is clear. Still pretty high, but I would rather be high so we could glide there.
Clarksburg Tower 1372 uniform, localizer 21.
Cessna 1372 uniform, Clarksburg Tower, runway 21, Windcom, clear for the option.
Clear for the option 2172 uniform.
So now I need to get slowing, right? And getting down, because we're pretty high. So I pulled power back pretty far.
Plenty of runway.
You can see the descent, I mean you can just feel the descent is happening now.
Yeah.
Now we could use a little power. So we've got the glide slope. See the two red, two white. Now it's 3 red, 1 white.
Uh-huh.
Now it's going to be 4 red because I'm letting it come down a little bit. Whoops. Okay, a little side load. Did you feel that?
I did.
That was not ideal. 11 o'clock.
0 Foxtrot Alpha, traffic's now 2.5 mile final.
Still looking. 0 Fox Alpha. The fact that I can't see him is upsetting me.
I got him.
Where is he?
White
I
and
see
red.
him.
Okay.
Yeah. 0 Fox Alpha, we got the traffic now.
0 Foxtrot Alpha, roger. Base your discretion, number 2, runway 21, Windcom, clear for the option.
Clear for the option number 2, 0 Foxtrot Alpha, runway 21.
We'll get back on him in a minute.
Yep.
We've got plenty of room between.
I just don't like to keep going out further than this, away from the runway.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather that than be close to a plane that we don't know where it is.
Right, exactly.
In this day and age.
So we'll make a nice square base, and we'll kind of fool around out here for a minute, and let him get some spacing, because he's going to need to land and clear the runway.
Is he flying a
Must
pattern?
just, he must just be going overhead. I don't think he's going to land. Because he's still at 2,000 feet right now over the runway. So he's 1,000 feet above. I think he's just flying the approach. I think he's just practicing approaches. Yeah, he's overflying the airport, see.
I'll keep eyes on him anyway.
Yeah. All right, mixture rich. Let's bring some power back. We need to start getting set up even out here if we're going to do a flaps 40. Let's get serious about this. Mixture's rich. All of our lights are on. Here's 20 degrees of flap. So what the book says for a short approach over an obstacle, a short field over an obstacle is you get all configured with 40 degrees, but you keep power in to maintain altitude over the obstacle. And then when you're clear of the obstacle, you chop power and use your pitch to descend, to keep your airspeed up. So I'm staying a little bit high on purpose because I want to simulate that. So let's just get 30 degrees for now. And then we'll see what kind of power we need to keep in to maintain altitude at 40 degrees. So this is 30. So a little power, a little pitch. All right, so we're still high. You can see by the 4 white lights. So let's put in 40. Let's see what it feels like. Let's just see what kind of pitch and power combination we need to maintain. It says make this approach at 65 with this configuration. So let's see what kind of power we need to stay here. And you can tell we're also crabbed.
Yeah, we are.
All right, here's 65, and let's say there's a tree right in front of us that we're going to clear, okay?
Yeah.
So we've cleared the tree. So then we pull power, and in order to stay 65, we'd have to be this nose down.
Yeah.
Now we're going to miss the end of the runway. But you get the picture. I mean, you could totally do that. Chris. Side load again. I'm not compensating appropriately for the crosswind component is what's happening. And then we're getting blown.
Yeah.
Sweet. I do like this maneuver because this is an important one. This gets you familiarized with how the plane glides and how far you could make it.
Uh-oh, the engine.
Right. So like it's important to be able to gauge how far. So the glide speed in this plane is what, 70? It says glide, V glide, the bottom, there it is, 70. So in 52 Lima, it's 80.
Okay.
So there's a different speed for you. You know, we always talked about that magic 80, and it's 70 in this plane.
Okay.
So we're coming to beam our touchdown point. We'll get carb heat in. We've lost an engine.
Oh no.
Pull it to idle, and then immediately I'm pulling back to get the speed down to 70, because why give up any altitude that we don't need to? See, we haven't lost a single foot yet. Now there's glide speed, so now I'll trim to keep the plane holding 70. We don't want to go much or any, maybe even barely faster than 70, because that's also the glide speed for max gross weight, which we're a little bit under. So I should have started turning already. I don't know why I'm just out here flying away from the runway with no engine. I was busy explaining things, and I should have been turning. So this we may be short. I'm going straight for the numbers.
Yeah. Send it.
Straight for the numbers. I don't want to mess around, because if we're high, we got so many options. We'll slip. We'll put flaps in.
Yeah.
Like we're going to be fine here.
Yeah, we're good.
We are more than good to glide this
like
to the runway.
when your car dies, you put it in neutral. And
So look how gentle this thing glides as a glider with no engine power.
Yeah.
I mean, people get freaked out about losing. I mean, you should get freaked out about losing an engine like in flight. So I'm going to go ahead and I am so confident that we've got runway assured. I'm starting to dump flaps now.
Yeah, no, I think
because we could use to lose a little bit of altitude here, actually.
Also, remember, if you've lost an engine, they don't care about you having a perfect landing.
Right, and we have one more turn to make too, so we're going to lose a little bit of altitude in this turn. I don't want to be much steeper than this at this slow airspeed, right? You know why?
Yeah.
We don't want a stall spin accident.
No. No, Lord. That's when it's bad, it's basically final.
Yes. So I'm going all the way. I mean, we've got this is a normal landing now. I mean, we're just going to land the airplane like we normally would here.
That was better.
Yep, best one of the day so far. Fairmont traffic, Cessna 0 Fox Alpha turning final for 23, Fairmont. Oh, look at that nice final turn. Go ahead and go 30. Nicely done. Let's get slow into 65. So we got a pitch for that. I need to have way less power in. I do not want to go around here.
I love that. Feel it come off.
Yep. All right, 65. This is looking real nice.